Today's project, we're installing this aluminium LED channel. So it's 2 meters long, designed just the right length to go at the base of the cabinet. The cable will feed in from one end. We've just fastened everything down. I've just put a piece of wood here and clamped that down to use as a jig, as a guide, sorry, for the jig on the router. And then get the router out. Alright, so just a quick test fitting, and it's all looking pretty good. Alright, another quick update. So we've been playing around with the electrics more, and it's getting kind of fun. We've now got the main power cable is coming up here, plugged into the breaker, and that then plugs directly into our 24 volt board here. These are both on, so we've got that then feeding into our 24-12 volt converter, and then that feeds into the 12 volt breaker board, so this whole board will be able to handle up to 20 amps of 12 volt circuits, which should be more than enough for what we need. So I've got the two fans connected to these top two 12 volt breaker panels, and that means now we've got power working in the van. Oh yeah! And the other fan also works. Got DC power in the van. We've got a big bird's nest of cables to sort out. So that strip is now installed and it's looking good. And what I've done here is drill a hole right at the end here that pops out over the top. This will then be flush on the base of the cabinet, and we'll be putting some sort of floor on this cabinet so you won't actually see it. Our battery system is outputting 29 volts from that panel, so we're going to use a buck converter to power the LED light strip, which will take it down to 24 volts. That's just to make sure that the LED strip is getting what it expects. These buck converters are only $5, so I figured it's worth protecting the $150 light strips. Alright, moment of truth. I've just wired up my buck converter, plugged it into the LED strip. If I flick this breaker, we should have, the light should come on. So let's see. Oh, look at that. Look what I've done, I've made a mess. I put on the stay and it worked really well. This morning I thought I'd put in my handle. I had to offset it by 4 things and I only offset it by 3 things, so I've now got a hole in the wrong place. I was also missing this door. I had these ones already cut. So today I cut 2 new doors for here, and there they are down here. I've got the big doors, 2 smaller doors. We're going to put hinges on them all, drill holes for the hinges, and then see if we can get them all mounted. The doors are designed so they full overlay up the top there, and you can see what happens with the door hinge. So these are the hinges I'm using, and I've actually got to decide. This is 2 different types. This is normal closing hinges, and they work like this, just snap close. And then we've got some soft close hinges which work like this. So I'm going to try installing the soft close and see how they work. They actually hold things in position as well at the top. So these are really cheap, nasty soft close hinges. They were like $5 for a pack of 8. But they seem actually pretty good, so we'll give them a go. They're looking good, it's working well. So just been adjusting them, getting the depth outwards, upwards, and the angle right between them. And these are the soft close, so they shut really nicely. So I'm going to put the strut on now You can see I've got the base for it on already. We just need to put it on at the top here. Nice soft close on the door, and it'll open itself when it wants to go up. Best of both worlds. Alright, so I drilled the hole, put this thing in, and look at that, looks quite nice. Just need to clean up the panel. So on soft closing here, this does not actually shut, it needs a push. So it's latching on this little plastic thing. If the latch is open, you can push this. If we push the latch in, the latch, that won't go up, and thus it can stay locked. There appears to be a helicopter hovering above us, and the lawnmower is going next door, so thanks guys, really helps with the audio. Anyway, I'll try and explain what I'm doing. I'm putting this Victron control panel into here. Now I don't have a hole saw that's big enough, so I've had to cut out the hole, and then I'm just going to use this file to make the hole just slightly bigger. It only needs to be a millimeter bigger all the way around, so I just did a test run, seemed to work fine with the file. Here is my test hole. We're going to have the Victron voltage meter and the control panel for the Victron gear as well, so I need to, I'll jigsaw that out soon. Is it gonna fit? Alright, let's get all this hooked up. So I've turned off the power here, just while I'm working on anything. We've got 3 cables that need to plug into this. First is the VE bus cable. Now this is just using a normal Ethernet cable. Somehow I managed to route up a cable. I didn't realise it doesn't have a clip on the end of it, which is a real pain because it's going to pull out easily. So this cable connects the control panel to the inverter charger. So that second cable I plugged in is to connect the MPPT controller to the colour controller. So it's 2 separate cables, one to the inverter and one to the MPPT controller. The third and final cable is power, and for the power I've just wired up a cable here, and we've got a 1 amp fuse in there, which is what's specified to power this thing. Alright, so the battery monitor's on. This is not, because I need to turn on the main breaker. So I think we're all good. Turn that on. That takes 30 seconds to enable the power. And then let's watch, and any moment now this should plug in. Any moment. Cool, there it goes. So what have I done to the Easy Solar box? You can see the colour controller was going here. I just got a piece of the black sealing foam board and bolted that onto the existing ball pulls.